Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Hope you've all had a good week. Hope you've all had a good weekend. Another Sunday Club, and obviously this is the week, the week before England return next week, just before the international break. So of course tonight we'll be doing a little bit of a look ahead to the Greece game and the Republic of Ireland game, but I'm gonna hold short of putting my score prediction out because a video on my score prediction will be dropping hopefully tomorrow. So keep an eye out for that. But we've still got plenty to discuss, so we'll still discuss those games. We'll have a look at Lee Carsley's final England squad because let's have a look. I think it's exciting, but then it's also a little bit daunting considering we're going to have to really step it up against Greece. And this is an inexperienced squad. There's a lot of new faces in there. So yeah, plenty to look at. And we'll obviously look back on this week's Premier League action to see who have been the outstanding England players this weekend. So I hope you're all okay. You can see tonight's poll is up. So can England top their UEFA Nations League group? We've got to win both games. Excuse me. We've got to win both games, haven't we? Certainly got to beat Greece. And hope certain results. Yeah, we've got to top it. We've got to top it. I mean, if not, it's likely to be a playoff for England to get back into League A. So it's not the end of it, but I want to see us top it. Can we top it? There's 5 votes so far. Quick check on the poll. Let me see where we're up to very quickly so far. What are we looking at? So currently 80% have said yes, 20% saying no. So very early days, but pretty quick self-explanatory thing there from everybody else thinking we can do it. So jump straight into the chat. Josh Phillips, evening mate, my channel member. Hope you've had a good weekend, mate. Gate 102 podcast, good evening Gary, evening chat. Hope you're all doing well. Josh Phillips, evening. Charlie, are you mate? Hope you're well. In fact, there's one thing. While you all, I can see you all saying hello to each other. There's one thing I need to add on to onto my screen here. Bear with me. I did have this ready beforehand, but here we go. There we go. Bottom left-hand corner. Of course, it is Remembrance Sunday. So for those in the UK in particular, I went down to my local city centre this morning, did my 2 minutes silence, watched the proceedings, and yeah, we will never forget them. So wanted to put a poppy on screen there. Going back to chat. Let me load the chat back up. Lest we forget, absolutely Gate 102, absolutely mate. But it's been an interesting week with Lee Carsley dropping his squad. So I am going to get straight onto that. I think let's get the squad up. The problem is I'm going to have to put it somewhere where you guys can actually see it. And I don't know. Let me put it on like this. I'll have to move myself to the side. There we go. So I'm hoping you can all see that. So obviously we've got Dean Henderson, Jordan Pickford and Ramsdale. Ramsdale, first and foremost, back in the England squad, which is great to see. Deserved as well. Very much deserved. Then we've got Trent, who probably yet again will miss out through injury. So he's been picked, but he probably, I don't know, it's remaining to be seen yet. I don't think we've had many officially pull out yet, but there's been a few managers this weekend who have shared their dismay, should it be said, that they've been included in the England squad. But Trent's in there, Levi Colwill, Mark Gahey, Lewis Hall. I know some of you guys in here have been calling for him, and he's in. And another player who I'm surprised actually before now hasn't been given a call up, and that's Taylor Harwood-Bellis, who has been the under-21 captain for a while, or was the under-21 captain for a long time. Top player, a lot of, at youth level in particular, he was seen as the senior figure. I think this is a good chance for him now to step up, and I'm glad he's been given the opportunity to do so. Esri Konsa, Rico Lewis is back in, but he did struggle, didn't he? He really struggled in that last international break, but he's in there. And then much needed experience, because I go back to what I said at the start of this video. Look at that defence. It's weak. From an experience perspective, it's incredibly weak. So Kyle Walker's in there as an experienced head. if you like. But it's not. Yeah, it doesn't fill me with confidence. Not that I dislike any of these players, but there's not much experience there at international level, is there? Going into midfield, we've got Jude Bellingham, Phil Foden, who, wait, in fact, let's go back one. Bellingham and Foden both have struggled, really, this season so far. Not hitting the form that we expect them to, but they're in there. Conor Gallagher, Morgan Gibbs-White, thoroughly deserves his place. Angel Gomez thoroughly deserves his place. Curtis Jones comes in, who I think's an interesting one. And it'd be nice. I think he's one of those players now who's been, he's seen as a young player, but he's been around a bit. And other players at his level have already established themselves at international level in terms of the senior team. So it's just, he needs to step up now, doesn't he? Here's his opportunity. He needs to step up. Cole Palmer and then Declan Rice. So again, it's there's players in there, but again, it's not the strongest, and there's a lot of inexperience there. Going up front, you got Anthony Gordon, Jack Grealish, and that's another player who I spoke about earlier in terms of Pep Guardiola isn't that particularly happy that he's been called up, but he's there. So it remains to be seen whether he does actually pull out. Harry Kane, Noni Madueke, Bukayo Saka, Dominic Solanke, fully deserved, and Ollie Watkins. So I think it's an exciting squad. I do like the squad. I think a lot of those players do deserve the call-up. I am just a bit worried that it's not an established squad, is it? It's not an established squad. There's going to be players pulling out. It's just I am worried. We're gonna be short, and we're gonna be relying on players who haven't done it at this level before. But who knows? Because many of them, people have been saying they deserve the call up. So let's see what we can do. Josh Phillips, quite like the squad. Curtis Jones definitely deserves his call-up. Gate 102, Southgate got criticised for picking Maguire and Phillips. I understand that because we were limited in those positions. However, we have loads of left wings in form, so Grealish could class himself lucky. Delighted to see Hall in there, as I believe he could be the long-term solution, at left back. Yeah, absolutely. I think we need to give him a go above Rico Lewis, definitely. Could definitely see Saka pulling out, says Josh Nozzer. Lewis Hall is a good player. He deserves a call-up. Yeah, I think, and before this squad came out, I know some people in this group on this live stream weekly have been calling for Lewis Hall to get the call-up. It was still a surprise. So was Harwood Bellis for me. They were still surprise call-ups for me. But I'm glad they're there. I'm really glad they're there. And Curtis Jones a little bit, actually. I just didn't see Carsley picking three really interesting players who haven't had a call-up previously in the squad. I'm glad to see Ramsdale's back in this England squad. But look, I mean, Trent's likely to pull out. Colwill, I mean, the defence hopefully will take care of itself. There's some good players there, and it's certainly going to be a new-look defence. Whatever happens in either game, we're going to have a completely new-look defence. There's so many players there that won't have played regularly for England. I mean, looking at that, outside of Kyle Walker, you're looking at Mark Gahey is probably, alongside Trent, Mark Gahey has been the most experienced England defender we've got, and neither of those have played that many games for England. So it's a real new-look defence. In midfield, though, Bellingham and Foden aren't on form. They're really not. Cole Palmer, he is, but he's not really done it for England, has he? Declan Rice struggled last time out. He needs a big game because we're going to be looking at him as a senior figure. There's gaps there, is what I'm saying. And we're taking a big leap on some players here, and probably we've got to through because of injury and things like that. But the first game's against Greece, who we got battered by. We got absolutely battered by them at Wembley, and now we're away from home, and we need to win it. So who knows? Let's see. It's one of those where you think you really want to be picking, you don't want to be picking new players coming into this. If we want to go to Greece and win this, because we need a big turnaround. Big turnaround in the way we played in these last set of internationals, because even against Finland when we won 3-1, I still think we were poor on that night. So there needs to be when I'm looking at some of the senior players that are in here, your Bellinghams, your Fodens, your Rices, they haven't played well for England recently. So big calls, but we need some players to step up now. Gate 102, I think the squad shows that Carsley is being loyal to the players who have done well for him at under 21 level, like Harwood Bellis. Yeah, and that's right. And I think Harwood Bellis certainly deserves his call up. He's certainly done it at youth level. And I think this is the way that it should go. And this is one of the arguments as to why Lee Carsley, logically, was the best step to replace Gareth Southgate, because he knows these players, he knows the players to bring through. I know there's been poor performances, but ultimately, no other manager would be bringing these players through because they wouldn't have worked with them. They'd be looking at the more senior players. And this is the benefit of having that hierarchy and the list of people that come through. So I like it. That's what I like about this squad. It shows that continuity. It shows that progression, what should be there. You know, in terms of if you play well at youth level, here's your chance at senior level. That's what we all want. And I really like that aspect. Really like it. It's just because we were played so poorly last time out, and Greece looked very, very strong. But let's see what these players can do. But whichever starting 11 he puts out, I mean, looking at this now, you've got Pickford in goal. Let's say Trent. Let's say everyone's fit. Let's say everybody's fit. Trent probably goes right back, doesn't he? Who's your centre backs? Gahey and. I mean, does he play Walker for experience? Colwill? Who's your centre-backs? I mean, left back, do you go back with Lewis? Do you go with Lewis Hall? There's going to be two players in there that are not going to be very experienced. Then in midfield, you're probably going to go with Rice, Gomez, Bellingham. Yeah. And then maybe up front, Harry Kane, Saka, and either Grealish or Gordon. Yeah, okay. So there's talk and noise, isn't there, about a lot of these players pulling out. Some senior players as well. Your Trents, your Saka's not fit. There's players there that apparently shouldn't really be in that squad. But let's see. I think the squad shows that card. Oh, sorry, I've read that one. Dylan. It's nice to see Curtis Jones finally get called up. Yeah, Gate 102. I would have preferred Harvey Barnes and Jared Bowen instead of Grealish and Madueke, but can understand why both players have gone as they've done well in recent camps. Yeah, Madueke, I think we need to put some respect on him because he's done well. He's done well in recent camps and he's playing well in the Premier League. He has played well for Chelsea this season. I hope Cole Palmer turns up for Greece, says Nozza. Match channel, hey mate. Thank you for joining. Yeah, me too, mate, because let's be honest, Cole Palmer, the last squad that was released, everyone, Cole Palmer was coming in like the new Messi, wasn't he? Everyone was just like, just play Cole Palmer and we'll steamroll everybody. And it just didn't quite work like that, did it? Because he had a stinker for 2 games. So yeah, we need him to we need them all to step up. I go back to Rice had a terrible international break. Bellingham did, even though he did score, but. Josh has put his lineup. My lineup would be Pickford, Lewis, Konza, Gahey, and Colwill. Would you pick Lewis? I mean, he was really, really poor against Greece, but I hear you. Rice, Gomez, Saka, Bellingham, Gordon, Kate. Yeah. It's pretty similar from the defence onwards. In fact, we did pick the same from defence onwards. Yes to the polls, says Match Channel, assuming Saka and Trent pull out. Okay, I'm with you. Yeah, I'm with you. So if Trent pulls out, Walker obviously goes right back, surely. Surely Walker goes right back. Yeah. I mean, this you can see why we still need these players like your Kyle Walkers. We do. And I know people are saying some of these players, like even I've heard people calling for Harry Kane not to be picked in squads and not to play because they don't think he should be there for the next World Cup or certainly the next Euros. I've genuinely heard that, but you can see how you can't throw you can't throw everything out. You cannot throw everything out. Walker has been really poor for City recently. I mean, the way City have played, everyone's pretty poor, hasn't they? But can definitely see him starting. Well, he will. If Trent's not there, he's got to start. He's got to start, hasn't he? And I would say he'd still be far stronger than most other players. I mean, Gahey, we're going to be happy with him there because is arguably, when he plays for England, our best centre-back. And has been for the past 12 months. So none of us are going to moan about Gahey playing there. I mean, I'd love to see Arwood Bellis thrown in. He's done it, he's been in big moments for England. He's experienced. He was trusted as captain at youth level. Chuck him in next to Mark Gahey. I mean, essentially that's what happened to Gahey at the Euros. And he's now turned out to be one of our most consistent and positive defenders. So chuck Taylor Bellis in for me. Gate 102, I think I would go Pickford, Walker, Konza, Gahey, Hall, Rice, Gomez, Bellingham, Palmer, Kane, Gordon would start. Saka, but looks a doubt. Yeah, I didn't actually include Palmer in mine, but that's a good starting 11. Gate 102. I like that. The match channel versus Greece. I would have Pickford, Walker, Konza, Gahey, Colwell, Gomez, Rice, Saka, Palmer, Noni, and Kane. You've gone for Nodi Madueke, mate. Interesting. And starting Walker and Konza alongside Gahey. Couple of people then gone for Konza alongside Gahey. Interesting. Encore football, straight in. Welbeck, Delap, Noni struggled for Chelsea today. Look, on form, we had this discussion, didn't we? As a channel, we had this discussion the other week. On form, Welbeck should be in this squad. Welbeck should be in this squad on form. But what is he now, 33? I mean... I'm just taking a moment. You've always got to consider how a squad's picked in regards to Lee Carsley, who he is, where he's come from, where he's going. Ultimately, he's had the under-21s. He doesn't know Danny Welbeck. It's his last squad. If you're in his last squad, if you're Lee Carsley in your last squad, picking a senior England squad, you know all the under-21 players. Realistically, you were never going to pick Danny Welbeck, were you? Realistically, you wasn't. But on form, he deserved a call up. That's all I'm saying. Match channel, or I would drop Saka and revert to a 4-3-3 and put Bellingham. Encore football, Morgan Rogers looked raw. Bit premature for me to hype him. Yeah. Oh yeah, Hall, I'm putting him in at left back, says Match channel. I might say Gahey and Colwell if that's good pairing. You know our opinion on Welbeck by now, says Josh. I know there's love in this chat for Danny Welbeck, and I think the thing is it's not unwarranted. He's been playing well. He has been playing well. Nozzer, Welbeck is in coming back. Forget it, Gary. I know, mate. I know he's not. And to be fair, the way I've just explained it, if you're Lee Carsley, you were never picking him anyway, were you? Welbeck is not a sustainable option. No, I agree with that. But I just think you've got to put him out there based on form, haven't you? Thank goodness it's the Nations League. Better to be in the dumps now than the qualifiers next year. Look, let's be real. It matters to me. If we don't top this group, I'm angry. I'm annoyed. Going back to the start of this year, I remember conversations saying England really should go the year unbeaten, or the rest of the year unbeaten, certainly from the Euros. We shouldn't have lost a single game in this campaign. We have already played poorly as well. It's unacceptable if England don't top this group for me. Even though we're still going to potentially get to League A. We need to get to League A. That has to happen. It has numerous knock-on effects in regards to our coefficient qualifying for tournaments, our ability to play top teams, which is ultimately where we know we need to be. We need to be in League A. We have to get in League A. This matters. I'm not one of these that buys into the fact that the Nations League isn't worth it. This is an important fixture, tournament, and programme for us, and we need to get back into League A. I'm already angry that we may not realistically automatically qualify. I do think based on the goals scored and things like that, I do think if we do beat Greece, as long as we then beat Ireland, we would top it, I think. But yeah, it's a tricky one. But I'm not happy if we don't win this. I'm really not. Encore football, I'd throw Welbeck for the World Cup if he continues like this. His age is basically wildcard material. Yeah, good point. Gate 102, how's the documentary going, Gary? Can't wait to watch it. When it comes out, I'll give it a shout on my pod. Thanks, mate. I'm interviewing a few people tomorrow night, actually. Hitting a few more options on the areas I'm covering. So, yeah, 2 interviews tomorrow night. Still a few more bits and bobs to go. I'm just hoping to get it done. I've been away this week, to be honest with you, so it has took a backseat this week. I've been in lovely Torquay, as you all know. I mentioned it at the end of my last channel. We only got back when was it? This weekend. But yeah, I had a week in Torquay, so I have taken a break. But yes, it is a major programme I'm still working on. Still things lined up. I just need to get it all lined up and finished, basically. 0-2, 2-3 is the minimum we need to do against Greece. Then just win versus Republic Island is enough. I can see this coming down to the last game. It was against Ireland, Greece and Finland. Yeah, look, we want to be in a position where we're not relying on anyone doing us any favours, because Greece will beat Finland, I think. I think Greece will beat Finland. So we need to either beat Greece by a couple of goals, 2 clear goals. We certainly need to beat them, put it that way. But we need to beat them by 2 clear goals. I don't know this without looking online. What is the priority in the Nations League if you finish on joint points? Is it head-to-head? Is it goal scored? Is it goal difference? I know someone mentioned it before, and I think I do know this, but I just need clarification. I think it's head-to-head, but I might be wrong there. I wouldn't mind a playoff against Netherlands, Belgium or France. Can get big games in ASAP. If we can't beat a certain big team now, then England won't learn anything. No, good point. I mean, it's another game, isn't it, to look forward to if we get the playoff, but at the same time, I don't want to be stuck in League B. Welbeck was one of Roy's best performers. It says, Match Channel, Nozza, I'm upbeat about the Greece game. I'm glad you are, mate. I'm not. I'm bloody, honestly. Got a long way to go. Did you stay at Fawlty Towers? No, mate. Unfortunately, the hotel isn't actually there. And I don't think it ever was, actually. I don't think it was ever actually filmed in Torquay. But, no, I had a lovely place right on the harbour. Really, really nice. Finland wash, says Encore Football. Yeah, I can't see Finland getting a result against Greece. Josh Phillips, it would just be really annoying if we don't top the group. Not just we won't get promoted, but it will interrupt Tuchel's start. Look, this is what I mean. It's just, we need to top this group. Come on. We've got to be topping this. It's embarrassing. I'm sorry. I don't care what anyone thinks about. It's no disrespect for an England fan to expect us to top a group alongside Greece, Finland and Ireland. That is no disrespect to any of those teams. That is the minimum we should expect. The whole point of him taking over in January was so he could just focus on the World Cup, but if we come second, he'll have to play Nations League playoff as his first game, says Josh Phillips. I mean, the one benefit it means he gets an earlier competitive fixture in the calendar. H2H, isn't it? Says Russell. How do you mean, Russell? I don't get what you mean there. Josh Phillips. Oh, yeah, how was Torquay? Not very far from me. Very nice, mate. Whereabouts you, Josh? I went everywhere. I went to Dawlish. Where else? Where else is down there? Need to get my maps out now. Paignton, Dawlish, Paignton. Where else? Hang on. I literally travelled everywhere. Round that area anyway. Hang on. And Brixham. And Teignmouth. Hit them all. It was really nice break. Really, really nice break. Ideally, to win the group, we must beat Greece and beat Ireland and score a lot of goals, and it could come down to goal difference. I'm not 100%, but I think head-to-head. Fawlty Towers was filmed in Dorset, says Match Channel. Plays a part. 2-3 win might be enough. Head-to-head. Ah, right. I get you now. Yeah, I think it's head-to-head. I do think it's head-to-head. So that means then, I mean, so they beat us 2-1 at home. I mean, we've got... out now. We've got to end of the day, we've beat them by more than 1 goal. So if we beat them 2-0, for example, or 3-1, we'll go ahead of them, I think. Truth is, the Nations League was serious. Hungary would have never slapped 4-0 in England's foreheads. It is serious, though, and I just don't buy the fact that it isn't. Peter Fomakis, welcome, mate. If you've been here before, great for you to return in. If not, welcome to the channel. If England win 2-3, it's not going to be good showing for the English. I mean, at the minute, Peter, the way we've been playing, and I've said this numerous times this year, England aren't in form, and they haven't been for a long time. I mean, consistently. England haven't played consistently well for the past 12 to 18 months. Now, I can't think of 2 or 3 games back-to-back where we've played well. So England are on a poor run of form. I'd take a 2-3 at Greece any day of the week. I think that'd be a really good result for England at the minute. Josh Phillips, I live just outside Exeter, so about 20 minutes from that area. Did you go Teignmouth? I love it there. Exmouth's nice too. Yes, mate, went to them all. Really nice. Really, really nice. I've got to say, out of all the places, Brixham was my favourite. I really enjoyed it in Brixham. I think as fans we underestimate the competition sometimes, but even I agree that we should be winning a group of Finland, Greece and Ireland. Don't understand how people don't see the Nations League as serious. Russell, I don't get it. Honestly, everyone, right? I like I said, you all know I'm making a documentary about why England haven't won anything. I mean, it's a trophy. How can any England fan? I get it. Maybe Spain, France, all those fans that have seen the teams win the Euros and the World Cup. I wouldn't. I would still take it as a serious tournament, but I would be more flippant of it. But as an English fan who's never even, come on, guys, it's a trophy. It is a trophy. It really is a trophy at the end of the day. I need to take this down because I need to show you all. Speaking of trophies, I've managed to get another replica. I've always had my World Cup trophy. It's hard to there. But now I've got a Euros one there. And I've got to admit, it has got the Spanish colours on it. Like ribbons. Let me show you. So here's my little Euros one. Look, at the end of the day, it's fact. So I can't deny them that, even though... So yes, I technically have got a Euros trophy with the Spanish flags in the background. But ultimately, I have this here to remind me of what, one trophies that England can win. I now need a Nations League trophy. Then I've completed the 3. But look, any trophy. I'm leaving these on for inspiration. I didn't put these on. It was bought like this. They can come off. But I'm leaving these on for inspiration. I want any trophy. I mean, you can't get it on the World Cup because there's no handles. But any trophy that England have, I want to be swapping it. So I'm going to get a Nations League trophy as well. But this is the motivation I need. That is all I'm saying. And the Spanish beat us again this weekend, by the way, in the partially sighted football. I've put on my Twitter, just fuck off Spain. I mean, that's the women's final, the men's final, and the men's visually impaired semi-final as well. The Spanish are our bane of our life at the minute. So yeah, I thought I'd show you the trophy. I'm not saying I don't take Nations League serious as Encore Football. I'm saying England aren't serious enough about it. Yeah, I just think that's a joke, mate. How can we not be serious about it? I agree with you. We certainly weren't when we got turned over 4-0 by Hungary, but yeah, it's just madness. I think the last time England reached their full potential, in my opinion, was a 3-1 win against Italy. Since then, it's been good, but we've not maximised our potential this year so far. Yeah, absolutely agree, mate. We've not played that well since that game. I completely agree with you. Josh Finnett's boo Spanish colours. Gate 102. Trophy looks ace. Shame about the colour, though. Mate, I've got to put it on there. I'm humble in defeat, and ultimately, it's still a trophy that we want to win. But it's got Spanish colours on it at the minute. So yes, it feels a bit weird having a trophy in the background that we lost in the final, but ultimately it's a trophy we can win in 4 years' time, and it's there. It's staying there. But yeah, I need a Nations League one now. Russell Osborne, Encore Football. Now I disagree with the results. Haven't gone our way. Isn't a case of us not taking it seriously. I mean, the Hungary game. I remember the timing of that, and there was all this hoo-ha about at the end of a busy season, crammed in all these Nations League games. No disrespect to Hungary, but I do think a little bit was the players didn't want to be there, which is disgraceful. It's absolutely disgraceful, but you could tell a little bit was they're throwing the dummies out of the pan because they just wanted to be on holiday. They'd finished the season, there was no tournament, they just wanted to be on holiday. And it was a bit annoying. You need a Tourneau trophy or a Roos Cup. Well, I do, mate. I mean, maybe a job for Timu or somewhere like that. I'll have a look. But trouble is, I'm going to run out of space on my shot. I'll have to put another shelving unit here, won't I? Put some more trophies on. It's not a major trophy, so winning it doesn't warrant a football's coming home, but it's still important to compete. I tell you now, if we win the Nations League, I want an open bus tour a lot. It is a massive trophy. It's a major trophy. It's a huge trophy. Just because it hasn't got the history, for me, it's as big as, maybe not the World Cup, but it's as big as the Euros for me. But genuinely, I mean that. Any senior trophy England can win, it's just, they're all the same. We beat them in the 21 Euros. We did, Josh. We did beat the Spanish in that. And thank God for that, because otherwise, yeah, Jesus. I might sound stupid now, but what colours would it be if we won? Red and white, only we haven't played in red in ages. Well, that's the point, Gate. I mean, who knows? Because we've never actually won a bloody thing. I would presume it would be red and white. Yeah, that's what I would pick as an English person. I would pick red and white. It would be odd to put blue on there, I think. Even though we do play in blue, I think it would be red and white, wouldn't it? I might create a World Cup made out of tinfoil. Oh, mate. Well, there's loads of tinfoil trophies at every World Cup. Look in the crowd. Everyone's got them. Everyone's got them. Do it, mate. Let's go back to the poll. 15 votes. Can England top their UEFA Nations League group? 67% saying yes, 33% saying no. I am interested in those 33% that have said no, if they're still in the chat. Why? Do you think, is it because we're going to beat Greece? What's going to stop us from winning it? I've just looked. The half and half ribbons for the Euros under 24 was red and white. Oh, okay, that's good. Yeah, good idea to check on there. Yeah, I'd have picked red and white, Josh. Yeah, it'd have been bizarre for anything else, but yeah, red and white, definitely. Before the final, I met a few Spanish fans that we spoke with a bit, and one said, I support Spain, you support England, but the most important thing, we both hate France. I don't know, mate. The Spanish have been that much of a pain for us. I dislike the Spanish at the moment more than the French. They've stopped us from winning so much. But no, maybe he's right. Maybe he's right. Maybe he's right there. I mean, let's have a look at. I am going to have a quick look at the Nations League because the groups, that is, because if we do obviously finish second in our group, we have the potential of playing a playoff against a third place team in the League A. So let me have a look currently who's in third place in League A. So in Group 1, you've got Poland currently sitting in third place alongside Portugal, top, Croatia, Poland and Scotland. Group 2 is Italy top, France second, Belgium. Belgium are going to finish third there by all intents and purposes by the looks of it. And I think Poland will finish, so Belgium could be the other team. Looking again, then you've got Germany, Netherlands, Hungary and Bosnia. Netherlands and Hungary are tied at the minute on 5 points, so it could be the Netherlands and or Hungary there. And then the final group in League A is Spain, Denmark, Serbia and Switzerland. And at the minute, it's probably most likely to be Serbia. So 3 out of those 4 teams, it's either going to be Serbia, Belgium, Poland, and then either Netherlands or Hungary. So it'll be one of those 4 or 5 teams that we could potentially play. If we get to a playoff. I'm a Greek supporter, so I hope Greece win. No offence to England supporters. No, that's absolutely fair, mate. That's absolutely fair. I mean, Peter, as you're here, I'm so glad you're here. Thank you for joining. Give us your score prediction. You won't get hate in here. This is genuine. After the Greece game, do you expect England to perform better? Because let's be honest, Greece were brilliant, but England were poor. There was a bit of both in that. You can't just turn up and say Greece were a better team than England. I don't believe that for a second, but certainly on the night they were that night a far better team. Do you expect a reaction though from Greece? From England? Do you expect a tougher game from England, or do you expect your guys to do the job again and beat us comfortably? Let us know in the chat. Gate 102, part of me thinks we would do better against a higher ranked nation because they won't sit and try and hit us on the counter, which was a problem we faced against Greece. Sort of, yeah. I sort of agree with you there. But at the same time, we were that bad. We were that bad, mate. Belgium away, that'd be good. Not played them with fans for years. Not played there with fans for years. Yeah. No, that'd be a good one. We've played Belgium, haven't we? Quite recently, but never in Belgium. Good point, actually, Russell. But yeah, I think it's quite interesting actually that 3 out of the possible 4 we could pretty much make an educated guess now on who's gonna be our potential playoff team if we did get that playoff game. Agreed. Gate 102. England always do better with less possession. Russell Osborne. Greece have a fantastic home record. Don't take them. I'm certainly not taking them lightly, Russell. I'm not. I'm just saying. Genuinely, I don't care what. Even if Greece beat us again, genuinely, I do think on England playing at their best and Greece playing at their best, England win every time. Football doesn't work like that, though. I know it doesn't. It's a team game, and the way Greece are playing at the minute, they're playing better football than us. They're much more of a team. They're more coherent. But, and this is the but, if England get it right, England will beat Greece. Can they do it, though? And that's a big ask, because England haven't done it in a while. Not consistently, like I go back to. And it's going to have to be a big turnaround in form from the last international break. Belgium have played Wales 12 times in the last 12 years. Yeah, well, yeah, let's not talk about that, because the Welsh actually got a really good result against them, didn't they? But I just think, look, it wouldn't surprise me if Greece beat us again. Based on how we're playing, it wouldn't. But it also wouldn't surprise me if England went there and won 3-4-0. And I don't mean any disrespect by that. It just wouldn't surprise me. So I'm finding it, and this is why I'm not giving a score prediction. When I do this video Monday, I've already part recorded it, but I'm finding it probably the hardest game actually I've ever had to predict. Out of all the prediction videos I've done on this channel, it is probably the hardest game I've had to predict. I honestly have no idea what England are going to turn up. The squad's completely new. Lee Carsley's now, it's changed since the last squad because we know he's not staying. I'm finding it really, it's easily the hardest game I've had to predict since I've set this channel up. Easily. Gate 102, Gallagher seems to be in every squad but never confirmed his place in the starting lineup. I would like to see him given a start. This camp as he's only about 10 minutes under Carsley. I would like to see him given a start as well. Encore football, Tuchel would love to kick his England career with a statement in a playoff win against France, Belgium or the Netherlands. Possibly, but he has already stated that he only wants really to concentrate on the World Cup. But you could be right there. It's a good way for him to kick off. It's also a piss poor way for him to start though as well, if we get battered by a top team. Empire of Games, hi all England fans, are you mate? Great to have you with us. Encore football, Connor is a workhorse, but little to no end product. Match channel, what would your lineup be? I think I said mine earlier, if that's who you're asking. Mine would be Pickford, Trent or Walker, probably Konza, Gahey. I can't pick a left back because I don't think anyone's good enough at the minute. So maybe Chuck Hall in, see what he can do. Then I would do Rice. Gomez, I think he deserves his spot still in the squad. Bellingham. And then I would do Palmer, Kane and Saka, if everyone's fit. That would be my starting lineup. Peter Fomakis, I think that it will be a very hard game, but I think it'll be 1-0 or 2-1 win for Greece. Vlaco Dimos, I'm sorry for butchering that pronunciation, will probably be tested a lot, but I think he can win if we play the counter well again. Look, Peter, all I would say is it wasn't a hard game for you last time, mate. You battered us. I mean, Greece should have won 4-5-1. 4-5-0, really. Greece should have been 3-4-0 up in the first half. We were terrible. So if it is a hard game for Greece, that's England doing a massive step up from where we were at Wembley the last time out, because we were terrible. Gate 102, Encore football, I really hate him. I feel he hasn't given much of a real chance, whereas others have. Really rate him, not hate him. I agree with you. But I just feel like maybe Gomez deserves to keep his place. I think he's played quite well. I don't know. Empire of Games, Palmer should be benched for Foden at 10, but Foden's dire for England. He's not. I can't remember the last time he did anything for England. Peter, England is going to win 11-0. I don't think so, Empire Games. It's just not going to happen. I mean, honestly, Greece. If Greece had put the chances away, they wouldn't have been far off 11-0 at Wembley. So I'm certainly not going to sit here and say it's going to be. Look, it will be a tough game, but I think it's definitely going to be a tough game for England, no doubt. It's going to be a real tough game for England. I can't see us stepping it up that much where we go there and play Greece off the park. It just won't happen. I thought Foden looked good in Qatar against Wales and Senegal, but other than that, he's below par. And yeah, that's a long time ago there, though, isn't it? I agree with you, but it's a long time ago. I'll go with Greece 1, England 2. Encore, it says Match Channel. Encore football, Foden, sad face. But as Greece, we should go into the game thinking that it'll be a hard game instead of being like the first one. Yeah, I mean, You're absolutely right, Peter. I mean, if I was Greeks, I'd be thinking there's no way England can play that bad again. There's no way England can be that poor again. I mean, maybe we will, but that would be the logical thing to do as a Greek, to certainly think there's going to be some sort of reaction from the English. Two of Foden's 4 goals came on his debut, so really he scored 2 goals in 40 games. Yeah, it's just not good enough, mate. Not good enough at all. Not good enough at all. Right. Let's have another quick look at the polls. 17 votes, 65% yes, 35% no. So it's not hugely biased in terms of thinking England are going to win it, but most of us are confident that we're going to see a reaction from England. Let's go to England Player of the Week. Who stood out this week from an England perspective? What players? This is where I always get my phone and have a look back over the fixtures because I do forget them, particularly when I've been away. Let's have a look at who's been. What date are we on? 10th, aren't we? I mean, I haven't seen much of today's game, so if anyone has, you'll have to let me know. It's been a pretty quiet week. Curtis Jones, Peter, the only way England can win by 2 goals or more is playing perfectly. I agree. Gate 102, Gary, will the quiz be face to face or on the live chat? It'd be live chat, mate. So what I'm going to do next week. So let me just while you're putting some names down, let me remind everyone of the key dates for the quiz. So the quiz I am building up for again is the 22nd of December. Next week, though, maybe the week after. No. Maybe the week after, actually. Either next week or the week after, because of, in fact, a couple of things. Right. Next week, there will be no live stream because I will be at the game and I just won't be back in time to do a live stream. So, no live stream for the first time in weeks, to be fair to me. So, I apologise. Really do apologise, guys. But next Sunday, there won't be one because I'll be coming back from the game. But that is literally, I think we're on like 8, 9, 10 weeks now on the bounce. So, yeah, we've been going well. The 24th, then, what I'll do is, that is when we'll do a dummy run. So, the dummy run for the quiz will be on the 24th. So, I'm going to set up a little TV somewhere like here. So, you guys can see the score. What I don't want to do is put it on here, because my CPU and my internet and everything like that all gets a bit carried away. So I'm going to try and see if I can do it over 2 screens. And we'll do some test questions because this is going to be quite new and I just want to make sure we can do it. The main quiz is planned for the 22nd of December. And it will be on live streaming. So what we'll do is we'll do a live stream like this. The idea is I send you a code and a link to access, you set up a profile, everything like that, and everyone appears on the screen. And then the questions come up, you have a limited amount of time to answer them, and it works on fastest finger, fastest response first, and obviously getting the question right. Aiming for about 20 or 30 questions. Because it's the 22nd of December, it's essentially an end-of-year England quiz, so all the questions will be based on England this year, these 12 months, with the exception of a tiebreaker question if we need it. If we need it, there'll be a tiebreaker question, which could be any question related to England. I've not decided on a prize yet. I do want a prize. I might put together a little Channel England gift bag or something with some stickers. I don't know. I might get a shirt or so. I don't know. Don't want to overpromise anything because I need to get some sort of it. There will be some form of prize that I have as well. Next weekend, no live stream, unfortunately. The weekend after, there will be a live stream and we'll do a dummy run of the quiz. So let's get back to England Player of the Week. Empire of Games, Curtis Jones, Nozza, Lewis Hall. Matt Shanlott, if Foden is back, I'll judge him on assists and chances creation. So he's talking about England playing in an England shirt. Got to hand Jones a chance. Also in defence of Noni today was 1 game. Player of the Week, Delap. Well, says a lot, doesn't it, when he's not even in the squad. Foden is Kai Havertz in an England shirt. Just what is he doing? Empire of Games, Encore, he should and deserves his first cap. Foden is John Barnes, says Nozza. Matt Shannon, maybe use the 2023 year as a trial. Yeah, maybe. I could just do some questions on anything, to be honest with you, next week. But not next week, the week after. But I do need to do a dummy one because I really want this to work it's just going to be, I just want to make sure it can, particularly if we've got like 15, 20 of us on. I just want it to work. So I want to do a dummy run because I don't want to build up everyone's hopes up for this 22nd of December and then it doesn't work. I mean, essentially, I could ask a quiz like on here and people put the answers in the chat, but it's just not quite the same, is it? And let's be honest, people could cheat and it's hard to judge who's putting the answers first or who's getting it right. So it's much easier if I can do it this way. Gate 102, I might team up with my dad as I only started watching England in 2014. Well, the thing is, Gate 102, this is what I'm saying, it's only going to be over the last 12 months. So it's an end-of-year England quiz. So that is why so it's open to everybody. And that's what I was conscious of, thinking, hang on a minute, there's no point me, because the questions I would ask would be of a certain generation for me and stuff like that. So it's all the questions this year will be an end-of-year England quiz. So it's all based on the last 12 months. So do your research on the last 12 months. Some will be very easy. Some will be very, very hard. But, let's see. Match on might see you at the game instead. Yeah, you probably will do, mate. Bellingham, probably. Goal and assist this week. He did, actually. He did. I did see that. It's nice to see him back in a bit of form. Foden is superior to Palmer at 10. We could play 3-2-4-1 with 2 10s. I mean, I don't know. And the system now, I've lost track. And to be honest with you, it's all going to go out the window anyway, isn't it, when Tuchel comes in? Great stuff. Can't wait for it, says Gate 102. I mean, you're more than welcome to team up with anyone, by the way. Anyone's okay to team up with anyone. I'm obviously, I won't know that at home. You know, you guys can sit with whoever you like. But, yeah, I'm aiming for 20 to 30 questions for the end of year quiz. Maybe 30, 40 minutes. I might, we'll make a night of it. We'll make a Christmas night of it. Get some lights up, get some drinks, eat it all together and all that lot. And we'll make a night of it. Have a little break, halfway point. I'm really looking forward to it. We're playing 1-2-7 next week, says Encore Football. Lee might try something unusual. Well, he may do, but I think he's going to get himself burnt. Well, he's not, is he? He's not going to care now. I mean, could he still play? He's not going to play himself out, surely, of being given the under-21 job back. He's got to show some sort of professionalism and knowledge, hasn't he? He can't go out there and give the same showing he had last time. I think everyone's learned the lesson now that this all-out attack nonsense and chucking every single play that we think's a world beater on the pitch just doesn't work. So, yeah, let's see. Who's our player of the week then? Just people put a name down. There's a few suggestions here in terms of, I mean, the two that's standing out for me, maybe Delap. I was going to say Bellingham, but, well, maybe Bellingham. Maybe Bellingham as well. Are we giving it Delap this week? I mean, it's a real shame that we're literally going to be on this channel now giving Delap the England Player of the Week and he's not even in the bloody squad. Josh Phillips is saying Bellingham. I do think it's between those two. Couple more people, put your responses and then we'll go off the majority. And then we'll have a quick look at the poll to see where that's up to. Jones bossed Bayern. Don't throw a third one in. Don't throw a third one in. Bellingham is always our best player other than Kane. Yeah, but Empire Games, okay, this week for the club, who's played better? Bellingham or Delap? Who's been the England Player of the Week? Smith Rowe's another. Oh, yeah, Smith Rowe. Smith Rowe, that is a shout, Josh. And he's in good form as well. He's in very good form. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Geometry Dash Music. Hey, mate, I've been watching your videos recently and they're pretty neat, even though we're playing against Greece, an inferior team to us. Do you think we're going to win? Greece has more motivation. First off, Geometry, welcome to the channel, mate. Glad you've been able to join a live stream. I've been saying earlier, Monday, tomorrow, I'll be dropping my preview video. You can see on my channel I do a prediction video. We've spoken about the game tonight, but I've hung fire on giving my score prediction. because, yeah, I'll be dropping a video about it on Monday. And I was just saying earlier, it's probably the hardest prediction I've had to do since I've started this channel. Because I've part recorded it so far. Like I said, it hopefully will be out tomorrow night, 8, 9 o'clock-ish. I've part recorded it so far, and I just can't make my mind up. I cannot make my mind up in terms of what England's going to turn up, how well we're going to play. You know, it's an inexperienced squad. It's a tough one, Geometry. But thank you, mate. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining the channel. Hope you're well. Hope you can make some more live streams. But yeah, keep an eye out for tomorrow night, and I'll drop my preview video then. How did Angel Gomez do? I'm not sure actually. Bellingham or Jones? JT, how you, mate? Nice to have you with us. Kane is playing at his best right now. I worry for Greece. Well, he's had one good game, mate. JT Smith. Curtis Jones deserves it. Maybe we didn't win because Kane didn't play. What do you think? I do think without Kane we are... Well, I don't know, actually. I think the problem when we played against Greece is he tried to play everybody, didn't he? We had no striker on the pitch. We had no one. I think playing Ollie Watkins or a focal point would have helped. The whole system was a mess, though. Geometry. I don't think Kane or any one player is the reason. We were all over the place. Every time Greece attacked it was the defence, if anything, that was the biggest problem. Every time Greece came near us, we were just a mess. And England, like we've said on numerous times on this channel, haven't played well consistently for the past 12 to 18 months. So looking at England's form, even going back to the Euros, we've not been great. And that type of performance isn't new. Remember, everybody, Iceland beat us at home this year as well. You know, Greece coming to Wembley and beating us, even though it was disappointing, it wasn't like a shock result. It was a bit like, we've seen this before. Like numerous times. For me, England Player of the Week is first Bellingham, second Smith Rowe, and third Delap. A few more people said Bellingham, so maybe we're going to have to go with Bellingham. Could Hudson-Odoi come back in potentially? Yeah, I think so. Definitely. I was thinking that myself, actually, in the Champions League week. Cole was exceptional. However, Pickwood was terrible. Yeah, but if I remember, Rico Lewis was terrible as well. Rice was terrible. I mean, most players were terrible. We were all terrible. Rumours Tuchel has been in touch with Rashford, but don't know if that's true or not. I mean, the one thing I did want to talk about, actually, that I've not mentioned yet, is in Lee Carsley's press conference, he did say Tuchel's had no involvement with this squad at all. This is my squad and he respects it. And you just think, what are we on about? Why hasn't Tuchel been involved in this squad? What about respects it? You're a manager taking care of a position for 2 more games where we need to qualify for the Nations League. He doesn't start till January. Why hasn't Tuchel been in? No disrespect. It's just common sense. If you're coming in, surely... If I was in Lee Carsley's position, I'm ringing up Tuchel and saying, right, is anyone in particular you want to have a look at? Or any system you want me to start playing with them? You know what I mean? All this nonsense about respecting his bloody... What are we on about? Are we trying to win the... Are we building towards winning the World Cup? Or are we just looking after egos? Because I don't agree with that. And that really annoyed me, that press conference. Lee Carsley and Thomas Tuchel should have been in contact with each other. It's as simple as that. You know, end of the day, get a grip. We're professionals. We're trying to get this England team over the line for a tournament. 2 games that last 2 games they're going to play until potentially March next year. Tuchel and Carsley, it's a disgrace if them two haven't been in contact with each other. Like, it's wrong. It's wrong on Tuchel's point for not insisting that he has some involvement. And it's wrong from Lee Carsley's perspective for not picking up the phone and saying, right, anyone in particular you want to have a look at, any system you want me to play. It's outrageous. And everyone takes it in football. Yeah, Lee Carsley, you know, it's my squad, it's respected. And everyone's just like, oh yeah, that's fair enough. No, it's not fair enough. What are we on about? Why are we protecting Lee Carsley? What egos are we protecting here? Lee Carsley's squad, it's not some sort of sacred thing, picking a football squad. We need to win a trophy. It's just, yeah, it really annoyed me, that did. And that's something I got to talk about earlier. So I'm glad I've managed to remember that before we've finished. But, yeah, really wound me up, that did. Russell Osborne, fair comments regarding Tuchel. Carsley, mate, absolutely. Really wound me up. JT Smith, I think it's... okay. Gate 102, it does feel a bit of a waste of 2 games if Tuchel isn't watching. I think he'll watch. I think he'll certainly watch, but the idea that Tuchel hasn't been or wouldn't be involved in any sort of comments regarding the squad or the system he's going to play is just absolutely ridiculous. It is ridiculous. It's stupid. It's petty. It's childish. It's unprofessional. It's ridiculous if that's the case. Absolutely ridiculous. Gate 102 podcast. Hopefully Tuchel learns a lot from what Carsley has picked, but do agree with you, Gary, that they should have been in contact at least. Yeah, a bit like I said, according to what looks like in the press conference, that doesn't look like it's been the case. But they've said it in a way like that's a good thing. Like, oh no, of course he hasn't, or that the press was trying to catch them out. I'd be like, oh yeah, why wouldn't he be involved? But no, they've very much pulled back from that, saying no, of course he hasn't. Like it would be some absolute sacrilege thing that if he had been. It's ridiculous. Geometry-music, if you were Greek, wouldn't you want England to not focus as much on the Nations League? I'm saying it because this tournament often offers a chance to qualify for the World Cup. England will qualify anyway. Look, the idea that England, yes, if I was Greek, obviously I would want England not to concentrate on it. But at the same time, the idea that England have already qualified for the World Cup, look, I'm telling you now, get that out of your head. We need to get that. We are not. Remember, only the top team automatically qualifies out of the group, and we've all been sat here for the past 12, hour and numerous weeks saying England haven't played consistently well for a long period, struggling to beat Iceland, Greece, Slovakia, Slovenia, all these teams that you'd expect England to roll over. We haven't been beating them, or certainly not beating them comfortably. I am not going to sit here now and say England are guaranteed to qualify for the World Cup. It's just not. There's no way. I'm not doing it. So I get your point, Geometry. And certainly if I was Greek, I'd agree with you. You don't want England to take it seriously. There's no way, though. No way England are automatically through to the World Cup. No way. Gate 102 podcast. Tuchel starts on the 1st of Jan, though. So if he's having a bigger say than Carsley, he might as well take over now. Not a bigger say, but he needs an input. He's got to have an input, Gate. He's got to, in terms of, not a full input, but Carsley say, anyone you're interested in me looking at. Any sort of system you're considering playing. The press don't have to know that. It's just, I don't know, it's really wound me. It just doesn't make any sense to me. Italy failed to qualify twice, and if England don't do well in the Nations League, it will make qualification harder. Exactly. I mean, that's it. There's no way I'm sat here taking World Cup qualification for granted. Despite the increase in the qualification numbers, it isn't mainly there to benefit the European nations. It's to get the dog and duck from Southeast Asia in the tournament or wherever. On paper, we'll qualify at least, definitely, mate. But on paper, we should have battered this group. And at the minute, we might not even top it. So, I hear you. It's a shame football isn't played on paper, though. Welcome back, Empire Games. Please no Italy in our group. Any team but Italy, I'm confident England can win. I tell you what, Italy are playing well. Italy are playing really well at the minute. And yeah, you're right, I don't want them. I don't think we will get them. We are going to be top seeds for the World Cup draw. Because of our FIFA World Ranking. So I don't think we would get Italy. Greece's striker is played in a bit later, I think. Yeah, I mean, look, the World Cup is not a guaranteed. That's all I'm saying on that. Okay then, so Bellingham's our player of the week. We've gone over some calendar dates in terms of the quiz. Weekly poll, let's have a look. 19 votes. Currently, what have we got? Let me have a look. Oh, hang on. Right, 19 votes. 58% yes, 42% no. So it's gone down quite a bit. It's gone down quite a bit in those votes since earlier on. The confidence has lessened as the night's gone on between the fans. I've almost finished recording the episodes from the World Cup in 2018 qualification campaign, and it goes to show how it wasn't easy. No game is easy in international football, mate. Absolutely not. Let me know when you've done it as well, mate. I'll give you a push out on Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it. So the poll is pretty close. Player of the week, Bellingham. Calendar date's done. Fan of the week. Who's our fan of the week? You know what? And I'm going to give it him. even though he hasn't said too much tonight, I'm giving it Peter Fomakis, because he's come in, not as an England fan, into an England chat. Fair play, mate. He's been nothing but respectful, and he's put questions out there, and I hope he's felt welcome. And that's what it's all about. Obviously, I love everyone's an England fan here, but I love the fact that, you know, fans from other countries who we're going to be playing are in here as well, because this is what the channel's all about. Because we don't have this avenue outside of X and Twitter where it's toxic as hell. We don't have a chance to talk to opposition fans. This is why Russell Osborne's podcast is brilliant, because he speaks directly to the other fans. So it's great to have him in here. And I think, you know what, hats off, mate, for coming on, subscribing and all that lot. So fan of the week for me, mate. Thank you for coming on. Geometry, well, I have to say regarding the game against Greece, the English media were kind of arrogant, as they always are, towards much smaller teams. No, I agree. I mean, the English media give the English fans a bad name. I don't think anyone disagrees with you there, mate, at all. Yes, Pavlidis is player in just under 15 minutes for Benfica versus Porto. Respect Greece, says Empire Games. I think for this week, we're up to an hour. As you know, I usually stick it to an hour anyway. Russell, cheers, pod out tomorrow, Greek and Ireland fan on board. Great, mate. Look forward to hearing that. This is why the channel is the best. No negativity or hatred. Thank you, Gate 102. Great podcast as well. But no, everyone is welcome here. So yeah, it'll be interesting. I may do it, because I'm not live streaming next Sunday. Possibly, should we maybe look at doing one Saturday? I don't know. I might try and get a bonus one in, maybe Monday or something, after the games. Yeah, maybe we might do one Monday instead. But anyway, thank you all so much for watching tonight. Cheers, Gary. Great show again, says Josh Phillips. No, cheers, Josh. Geometry, who will attend the match on Thursday? Well, I'll be going. Russell's going. Matt's channel, you're going. Who else is going? Let's have a shout. Going. I know 3 or 4. I know quite a number of us in this chat will go to the game. Ireland is easy 12 or 15-0. Well, yeah, let's see. Geometry's going. So yeah, it's quite a few of us. Can't go transport back is impossible now. Josh, considering where you live, mate, I don't blame you. I wouldn't be going neither, mate. Honestly, I struggle to go from where I'm going, and it's a pain. The benefit of being on a Sunday is I only have to take 1 day annual leave now, because I know people do, but I'm not going back into work after getting back at 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, Greece is Thursday. No, I was thinking for the bonus live stream, I was thinking for the 25th. So obviously Greece 21st, Ireland 24th, and 17th. Sorry, Greece is the 14th. Ireland is the 17th, so I was thinking on the 18th, do I do a bonus live stream or something? Possibly. I'll keep an eye out, because I won't be doing one on the Sunday. So let's have a look. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope you all have a great week, whatever you're doing. We know life can be tough, so I hope England get a win for us, and we can all have a bit of enjoyment. Be Christmas soon. Be nice to have a Christmas festive time on the channel. I love Christmas. Big Christmas fan, so be great. Everyone check out Russell's and Gate 102's podcast as well if you're into England content, because they're brilliant stuff as well. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all on my next video, which will be tomorrow night. See you all later.